Okay, welcome back. The next chapter is everything needs to be secure. As I told you, the security is the main thing that we need nowadays because our everything is online. We are all the time we are connected to the internet, so we need more security for our data because our data is already on the internet. As you can see here, this kind of data, this type of data is available everywhere. We are using this data, our email addresses, bank account numbers, uh, student tuition bill, credit rating, fingerprints, birth stats, username, passwords. All these things are available on the internet. So we have to secure all these things from the hackers or from the, you can say, from the bad guys. So for this purpose we need security. So security is more important for our data. So who wants our data? There are two types where our data is used. One is, you can say, good guys, and one is the bad guys. Guys mean that the companies are using our data, uh, and they are doing agreement with us whenever we are, as you can see that whenever we are installing anything, any application on our device, and there are some terms and conditions, and when we are agreed with that, with those terms and conditions, then that software is installed. And this means that these legitimate companies that have an agreement in a place to use the collected data about you. So what they are doing with our data, they are using our data for different purposes. Like they are, you can say that uh, that the data they are used for some government organizations are using our data. Government that have environmental sensors, and cities who have installed sensors on trains, buses, or traffic lights also have a right to the data they generate. Some hackers called white hat hackers are paid by the companies and governments to test the security of a device or system. Their goal is not to steal or modify data, but to help, or you can say to protect that data. But the bad guys, those are called black hat hackers, want access to collected data for many different purposes. They are using this data to sell the information to a third party. They can sell your information to the party. They can modify the data for disable functionality on a device. Uh, they can disrupt or to damage the image of a legitimate company, to access devices, web pages, and data to create political um, unrest or to make a political statement. So these are the black hat hackers. Those can use our data for their own purposes. They can access the data to commit a crime. They also are accessing our user IDs and password to steal our identities. From these people, we have to secure our data. So we can say that these hackers have accessed the data, means data in wrong hands. Wrong hands. What does it mean? A hacker have accessed the data of many companies over the year. The impact is significant and has resulted in the data of millions of users being released on the web. It happened before. So according to the recent news, login credential and other personal data linked to more than 1 million Yahoo and Gmail accounts are reportedly being offered for sale on the dark web marketplace. The online accounts listed for sale on the dark web contains usernames, emails, and plain text passwords. The accounts are not for a single data breach. Instead, several major cyber attacks are believed to have been behind it. Also, cyber criminals uh, uh, penetrated. Cyber criminals penetrated Equifax, EFX, one of the largest credit bureaus in July 2017, and stole the personal data of 145 million people. It's a very big data, and it was considered among the worst breaches of all the time because of the amount of sensitive information exposed, including social security number. The company only revealed the hack 2 months later. It could have an impact for years because the stolen data could be used for identity theft. The breach in 2018 affected an estimated 150 million users of its foods and nutrition application. That was MyFitnessPal. The investigation indicates that affected information may include usernames, email addresses, and hashed passwords. Similarly, San Francisco date 2016, Uber disclosed Tuesday that hackers had stolen 57 million drivers and riders accounts, and that the company had kept the data secret for more than a year after paying 100,000 ransom. So these are the things that our data can be in wrong hands. So we have to protect our data from these threats. So what are the best security practices for securing our data? These are perform risk assessment, create a security policy, physical security measures. We have to create the physical security measures also. Similarly, human resource security measures, perform and test backups, maintain security patches and updates, employ access control. These are all best practices for security purpose we can use. So we can encrypt the data, we can educate the users that how to save your data, how to secure your data. Also, we can implement network security devices. So all these things are we have to keep in our mind when we are sending our data to the internet. Then we have to secure our data, whatever we can do for securing the data. So the physical security is very much important when we are having when we are having our servers or our offices. Those are in our premises. So what we can do on premise security of officers, fences, gates, continuous video surveillance, and security breach alarms. We have to physically in our offices that no one can steal our data. Similarly, inside parameter security, these were the outside parameter security. The inside parameter securities are continuous video surveillance, electronic motion detector, security traps, and biometric access and exit sensors. With the help of these, all we can secure our data physically. Also, we can lock our offices very carefully, and all these measurements we have to take for physical security. What are the challenges of securing IoT devices? As we know that increasing number of devices, IoT devices are more. There are more devices nowadays. Those are connected with the internet. So the number of interconnected sensors and smart devices is growing exponentially, increasing the opportunity for attack. So sensor and smart devices tend to be small devices with varying operating systems, CPU types, and memories. Many of these entities are expected to be inexpensive single function devices with network connectivity, and what are the non-traditional local location of devices. So this is also a challenge that some connected IoT devices are able to interact with the physical world. We can say that uh, the home when we are saying about automobiles or in our bodies, in our homes, these the sensors are attached with tree trunks. These are all location of devices, non-traditional location of devices. So these non-traditional location of devices make physical security difficult or impossible to achieve. So it's difficult to secure them. So it's also a big challenge for IoT devices. And lack of upgradability. What does it mean? Sometimes we have our devices; those need the upgradation, but we are not. Those are out of our range, and we cannot upgrade those devices. So it is the most important factor for security. IoT sensor-enabled devices may be located in remote or inaccessible locations where human intervention or configuration is almost impossible. So some IoT devices are intentionally designed without the ability to upgrade it, or they might be deployed in situations that make it difficult or impossible to reconfigure or upgrade. But new vulnerabilities are uncovered all of the time. If a device is non-upgradable, then the vulnerability will exist for the rest of its lifetime. If a device is upgradable, the typical consumer may not have the technology background. Therefore, the upgrade process should perform automatically or easy enough to be performed by a layperson. So these are the different challenges for securing the IoT devices. So we have to secure our devices as you can see there, and I told you that the main problem is security nowadays. So a safe Wi-Fi usage step to help protect your company wireless network. So what are the steps by which you can secure your company wireless network? Change the default administrator password. As we have some when we are talking about the wireless access point. So wireless access point has a administrator user name and password. So what we default we will change. We must change the default username and password from the device. Also, we have to set the SSID, okay, service set identifier. We have to change the that one. Also, we have in all the access points or all the machines, those are working wirelessly, having the SSID name, and we don't have to advertise the SSID name. Create a guest wireless network, enable the built-in firewall. The devices has the firewall. Configure the wireless router to use a WPA2 AES encryption. Keep the wireless router firmware updated. Use media access control address filtering. You have what does it mean? You have to configure the MAC addresses of all your devices in your wireless device in your access point, that only these if these devices will be connected with this wireless network that can access the media. Otherwise those are having the different network different MAC address or physical address, they cannot access the wireless network. So also disable your wireless router remote management feature. Physically secure the wireless router as well. You have to secure physically the wireless router. How to protect the devices? Keep the firewall on, manage your operating system and browser, protect all your devices, use antivirus and anti-spyware. So these are the measurements you have to take for your security, for securing your network. And this is also lab secure a wireless router. What are the steps? you have to secure your router. Now, uh, securing personal data and devices like smart homes. Smart sensors in our home increase the potential for security issues because our home in our if we have a smart home, then all the devices are connected with the internet, and our data is moving towards the internet all the time, or you can say our devices are connected 24 by 7 to the internet. So we have to secure our smart home as well. The sensors could provide a way for hackers to get into our home network and gain access to any PCs and data that are connected to it. Before purchasing home security system, it is very important to research the developer and the security and encryption protocols that are in place for its product. So it is very much important when we are purchasing the devices or equipment, then we will check that either these are secure, these are encrypted, having the encrypted protocols or not, or we have to check all these things. Public hotspot, what we can do when how we can secure our public hotspot when we are going outside in a cafe or anywhere where we want to connect our device with the public hotspot. So, what are the measurements we have to take? Safety rules to follow when using a public or unsecure Wi-Fi hotspot. Do not access or send any sensitive personal information. So, if you are doing some transaction from the bank, so no need to do any transaction or this kind of personal information, sensitive personal information, share on that network because you don't know that someone will hack your system and he can get all the data from your device. So it is very much important that whenever you are going outside in a cafe or anywhere else on a bus stand, on airport, so it is very important to not share your personal data or your bank account information. No need to do any transaction online with the public hotspot. So it is very much important. Also verify that your computer is configured with file and media sharing. Also, when you are connecting your device with the public hotspot, then you can see some options are there. So very click very carefully these options, that are you sharing, you are enabling the sharing media or file or not, and it is very much important, and that is requires user authentication with encryption. Use encrypted virtual private network channels and services when you are using public network. Also, Bluetooth can be exploited by hackers to even stop on some devices. Establish remote access controls, distribute malware, and drain batteries. Turn off when not in use. Turn off your Bluetooth devices when you are not using Bluetooth on public places. How to set up a VPN on smartphone. So these are the steps. Those are written here. That whenever you are using the smartphone, how to enable the how to do the setting of for a VPN. So these are all steps are given here, and you can see this one. Unlock your phone, open the setting application under the wireless and network section, select more, then select VPN at the top right corner. These are all the steps you can read these steps, and you can do setting of a VPN on your smartphone. So this was our chapter 5. We have finished our chapter 5. Now last chapter is chapter last chapter we will study now, that is chapter number 6, and this chapter is about educational and business opportunities. Uh, what are the challenges and opportunities that exist in digitized world? Explain the challenges and opportunities that exist in a digitized world. Describe the education opportunities and communities of interest related to IoT. Where can I go from here? When we have studied this course, or when we are talking about networking, or when we are studying with the Cisco Networking Academy. After completing these courses, what we have to do? So become an informed consumer. Challenges and opportunities in the digitized world, and the subtopic is become an informed consumer. The last few years have given us improvements in the speed and availability of the internet services, as well as advances in cloud computing and sensing technologies. These technical gains, together with recent deployment in automation and artificial intelligence, have created a highly digitized world. Digitization is digitization currently impacts every aspect of our daily life. Digitization continues to provide new opportunities and professionals who are trained to develop and support the technology that is used to deliver the IoT. The IoT provide an immeasurable amount of information that is readily available for consumption. This information can be quickly analyzed and used to automate many processes that were previously considered impossible to turn over the machine. So, think about what else has changed in our life because of IoT. The IoT is also freeing humans from the routine work and repetitive tasks such as replacing shelves or order fulfillment. We may now have more time for higher intellectual pursuits and the chance to explore all the IoT has to offer. So IoT has replaced all those tasks. Those are done by the human beings, like as I have given the example, like changing the shells or repetitive tasks. Those are doing. So these tasks can be done by the devices now, not by the human being. Now we are at a point in time in which opportunities are limited only by our imagination. Now we have the ability to embrace all of the benefits that the IoT has to offer and help shape the future. How will you use the IoT to help and improve the future? So we can use the IoT devices to improving our future as well. Also, um, we have challenges in digitized world. We are now faced when an ever expanding collection of new technologies that we must master. All there are new technologies coming in the market, and we have to study every day. So this is a big challenge for in the digitized world, that we have to touch with the new technologies. Those are present in the market, or on which many people are working. The IoT is changing every aspect of our lives. This is not the first time we have experienced a technological development that has such an impact. The development of the automobile allowed for greater mobility of the workforce and increase recreational activities. The personal computer allowed the automation of many routine tasks with improved accuracy and efficiency. Those work done by the human being having some errors, but now if the same work is done by the machine, then the errors having there are very less errors now. These are only a few of transformational technology that we have experienced in the recent history. Every one of these technologies presented major changes to an established society and was met with initial fear and apprehension. After the initial fear of the unknown was overcome and the technology challenges opens up many new opportunities. Can you imagine how your life would be without a car, personal computer, or access to the internet? We cannot imagine that we don't have car and we don't have our personal computer and we are not accessing the internet. If sometimes at our home or in our office if there is no internet available, then we will become worried that why there is no internet, because all of the time we are connected with the internet. So these are some are the drawbacks and some are the uh, good things in our digitized world. The next is the evolving job market. The IoT is changing the job market. How it is changing the job market? Traditional jobs are being replaced with jobs that are designed to embrace this new world and all it offers. In IT opportunities, may be specific to for computing, developing new processes, or a specialization in a discipline that has not yet been realized. These jobs reflect skill spanning multiple disciplines that include computer science, computer engineering, a blend of computer science and electrical engineering, and software engineering in the following areas like artificial intelligence, application development, IoT program developer, IoT security specialist, collaboration, enterprise network, and data center virtualization. So this is also a challenge in the and opportunities in the digital world. Uh, when we are talking about IoT, so not all jobs created by the IoT or are IT related. The IoT should be considered an enabling technology which has applications across all industries and aspects of our daily life. For example, a city planner uses the data collected by IoT enabled devices to plan out new city services. Salespeople use IoT technology to enhance the sales experience with the customer, and stores use IoT technology to maintain proper inventory level to match customer demand. The IoT has created an abundance of jobs within its sphere. These jobs exist across various spectrum of the design, development, and enabling of the IoT. There are broad categories that summarizes the job opportunities that exist in the evolving digitized world. And these are enablers, engagers, and enhancers. What is enablers? These jobs develop and implement the underlying technology, and engagers are these jobs create, integrate, and deliver IoT services to the customers. Enhancers, these job devise their own value added services on top of the services provided by engagers, which are unique to the Internet of Things. Entrepreneur needed. Uh, the IoT is also creating a demand for new kind of IT specialists. Why new kind of IT specialists? Because individual with the knowledge um, uh, individual with the knowledge and skill set to develop new IoT enabled products and processes the data they collect. An entrepreneurial workforce is needed that specializes in both information science and software or computer engineering. Additionally, operational technologies and information technologies are converging in the IoT. With this convergence, people must collaborate and learn from each other to understand the things, the networks, and the methodologies that harness the limitless potential of the IoT. So, due to these all environments, people can share their data, their knowledge with each other on the network, and uh, they can work together. Also, lifelong learning. Uh, we have to study every time. We have to learn all the things every time because every time the things are coming in the market, new things are coming in the market, and with the ever-changing landscape of the digitized world, we must stay current in order to realize the full potential of what the IoT has to offer. The job market will continue to offer more opportunities as new technologies evolve. The skill set required for these jobs will evolve at the same time, thus creating the need for life learning. So the next is Cisco Networking Academy. What Cisco Networking Academy is providing us uh, as we are here due to the Cisco Networking Academy. We are sharing our knowledge with each other due to the Cisco Networking Academy. So there is a global shortage of people who are qualified to implement and maintain networking solutions. So Cisco Networking Academy, what Cisco Networking Academy is doing, helps individual prepare for industry recognized certification and entry level information and communication technology careers in virtually every type of industry. They are training. They are trained more than 5 million students to date. Cisco Network Academy has trained more than 5 million students uh, till date. Also, um, also with over uh, 10,400 academies in 180 countries are there. The Cisco Network Academy helps individuals prepare for industry recognized certification and level information and communication technology career in virtually every type of industry. The Cisco Networking Academy also helps address the growing demand of for ICT professional while improving career prospects in communities around the world. Also, Cisco Network Academy program has trained more than 5 million more than 5 million students to date. Many graduates have gone on to successful IT career in a variety of industries, while other have harnessed the entrepreneurial spirit and knowledge they acquired to start their own business and create new jobs. So they are helping. Cisco Networking Academy is helping the students in when we are talking about the training, when we are saying the different they are offering or they are doing work on training and coaching the students in different categories. So what is the networking academy curriculum? Uh, when students complete hands-on learning activities and network simulation to develop a practical skill that will help them to find the job in IT. These are some of the offering of the networking academy courses. These are IoT fundamentals, IT essentials, entrepreneurship, introduction to cyber security, CCNA routing and switching, CCNA security, CCNP. So these all are the certification. Those for these industry certifications, CCNA, CCN, security in routing and switching, and also CCNA, cyber security. They are also offering, and also they are having the curriculum of CCNP. So these all things are available on Cisco Networking Academy. Communities of interest. Uh, a community of interest is a group of people who share a common interest or passion about a specific topic. These people get together to share information and ideas about this topic. The shared interest allows the group to develop into true community. So there is also a community of different people. Those are working anywhere. Those are working, they are sharing their knowledge, sharing their experience on Cisco Networking Academy community. So members of these communities are extremely knowledgeable, and they have a good knowledge about the topic being discussed, and are willing to share their knowledge with other community members. This makes the community an excellent resource for the development of the area of interest. Also, the internet allows these communities to exist virtually and span several geographic areas and time zones. Members can share files and technologies in the real time. Also, several IoT communities exist. The IEEE runs an IoT community that can be found on LinkedIn. LinkedIn also has an IoT community. Some communities are supported by industry and provide a place to help development of their products and technologies, as well as those of their business partners. Two such communities provided by Cisco are the Cisco Learning Networking and Cisco DevNet. The Cisco Learning Network is a collection of resources, information, and discussion forums. It is designed for people who wish to develop their skills in various Cisco technologies and pursue Cisco certification. To see what the Cisco Learning Network has to offer and become a member, you can visit the site, this one, learningnetwork.cisco.com. Also, DevNet is a developer program from Cisco that consists of a website, an interactive developer community, coordinated developer tools, integrated discussions forums, and sandboxes. To learn more about DevNet offers, you can visit the website, that is developer.cisco.com. Search the internet to see some of the ways people are using the resources provided by DevNet in the development of IoT technology. So these are the communities. If you want to visit these communities, you can click on these links or copy these links in your browser, and then you can check that what is going on there. So what are the industrial certification Cisco is offering? The industry certifications are highly respected by employers around the world and help validate the skill needed to launch a successful career in the networking and IT. Certifications are achieved by passing an exam protected by the certifying authority. There are two basic type of certification available: vendor specific and vendor neutral. Most often certification must be renewed over time. These are the different certification you can see here: cloud, collaboration, cyber security, operations, data center, and these are the routing and switching. This is the security, then service provided and wireless. And these are basic. The basic is CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Association, in cloud, in collaboration, in cyber security. All these, those are mentioned. And these are the certification tracks, and these are the levels. This is associate level, and this is professional level, CCNP. cloud, CCNP collaboration, CCNP data center, CCDP. This is design, and similarly CCNP routing and switching, CCNP security, CCNP service provider, CCNP wireless, and at the last level, that is expert level of any certification, that is CCIE. Okay, to explore all of these different Cisco career certification, visit the following website, that is learningnetwork.cisco.com. What are the additional learning sources we can find here, that if you want to learn about the certification, that how certified people are working, or where they are working, or what is the future of these after doing the certification, you can Google, and you can check that how many people are working, those are having the certification, and in the network field what they are doing, and you can also check, if you will do the certification, what will be the what will be your future. You can also you can see here, a community college or university degree can show that a person has gained a broad understanding in a field of study. A combination of industry certification and university degree provides a student with the best background, experience, and education to pursue a career with greater opportunity and higher salary. If you have a master degree or a graduation degree, and then you have the industrial certification, then you can get a very good job in the market, in any field of computer science or network side. You can get a very good job with a very good salary. So these were the this was the additional learning resources. Look for a degree to pursue at the community college or university that will pertain to the skill sets needed for a career in IoT. Watch for some of the following degrees: business intelligence, computer information system, computer programming, computer science, data administration. These are all the degrees that you can get, and then you can do the related jobs, as in the last IoT related jobs and learning opportunity. So this was our course introduction to IoT, and it is finished here. And thank you very much for your listening and staying with me. Thanks a lot. Assalamu alaikum.